Hi, Leo. Welcome to your spirit-guided energy focus reading. We are going to check out the energies as it relates to health and wellness, as it relates to business and money, and as it relates to family, friend, and coworker relationships. And I am going to go ahead and include romantic relationships in this energy reading because I missed them last week because I was doing state-required classes to keep my real estate license intact. So, without further ado, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my friends born under the sign of Leo. Thank you for tarot as a tool. Please show us clearly what energies will we be navigating in the areas of health and wellness, and in the areas of business and money, career, money. Also, friends, family, and coworker relationships, and romantic relationships. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, Leo. In the area of health and wellness, we have discontent and boredom. In the area of career and money, we have love begins. In the area of family, friend, and coworker relationships, we have light. And in the area of romantic relationships, we have rest and rejuvenation. Okay, very interesting energies out there. So we're going to get a theme for your reading. And I just want to remind you that we are in Mercury retrograde, so if any of these energies feel familiar to you, they are revisiting you for a purpose. Sometimes it is to help us understand our resolve within a situation. Sometimes it is to let us revisit it because there's still work to do as far as releasing it or getting on board with it, those kinds of things. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my friends born into the sign of Leo. Show us clearly what is the overall theme of this message for them today as it relates to these energies. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. In the area of health and wellness, we have discontent and boredom. Oh no, we're looking at the overall theme. Sorry. Okay. Overall theme, movement. Okay, that's really good. You know, this little guy right here, he's obviously in the motion of moving. You see that footstep forward, right? And it's like he's carrying the weight of the world on his back. You see how it looks like there's a little island on his back? And then up here, there's this balloon that he is leaving behind. And that balloon is red. And that red color is indicative of the root chakra, as far as I'm concerned, right? So we're going to see what is going on, what is happening, and where's it going. And we have 2, which is the divine feminine. It's that creative part in us, that nurturing part in us. And we have 8, for me, that's synonymous with success. So you add them together and you get 10, which is you know, the ending of something and the beginning of something. It's almost like a double meaning. So let's see what it says. 28, movement. You're in a time of positive forward motion. There's the time for positive. Let me start over. Leo, this is the time for positive momentum as you come out of a period of restriction. You're in a stage of new adventure and discovery. You may feel compelled to take a trip, change your hair, or move your home or business. Regardless, you can't remain where you are anymore. You feel compelled to go forward. No matter what your inquiry, you will see your dreams take shape and doors previously shut begin to open as if by magic. Movement is also a state of mind. The fog lifts, and you now know the actions that you need to take. This isn't the time for fear. Let it go and move forward. I love that. Okay, so we're going to get the clarifiers now. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our friends born under the sign of Leo. Show me clearly what is What is the clarifying message that goes with these energies? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly what are the clarifiers for discontent and boredom, for love begins, for light, and for rest and rejuvenation. So for discontent and boredom, I just have to tell you, whenever I was shuffling, and you probably saw me go, I looked at these cards for a minute and just kind of went, So the 2 plus the 8 is 10, but the numbers are 2 and 8, right? And between the 2 and the 8, we would have 4. We would have discontent and boredom. This is the same as the 4 of Cups. And we would have rest and rejuvenation, which is the same as the 4 of Swords. So I think it's very cool that the 4 we go in between there, or 2 divided by 8 is 4. So it's like in between this resilience and this success, as we end something and start something, there's this time of solace, and in some case discontent and boredom. So in health and wellness, discontent and boredom, and clarifying that is justice. And clarifying love begins in career and money, we have the 2 of Wands. I love it. Clarifying light in family, friends, and co-worker relationships, we have the 2 of Pentacles. And clarifying rest and rejuvenation in the romantic relationship energy, we have 3 of Swords. Okay, so let's see what they mean. Let's dig in here. So again, you have discontent and boredom in health and wellness. So remember, health and wellness is mind, body, and spirit, right? So it's being clarified with justice. And if you notice, she has a blindfold on, right? So it's like blind justice. I feel like it's like I'm gonna take a second with this, because I'm feeling something that I'm not real sure that's what it is. I just want to take a second. Okay. So I feel like Spirit is saying sometimes, right, we get so, and that's what this card actually depicts in the regular tarot, sometimes we get so caught up in the day-to-day stuff that it becomes our drug of choice, trying to figure it all out. But then the universe comes in and helps us to move away from it, gives us the balance, the justice that we need in the situation, because we finally see that extra cup that the universe is handing us. But then we're sitting there kind of bored and discontent, because it's like, where's the where is the juice? Where's the adrenaline from being content? Where's my ex-husband used to say, sometimes you look for drama in your life, because sometimes our minds are addicted to that kind of stuff. So it's like you get to a place where Spirit brings you to a place of justice, of balance in your life, and you're like, what is this about? And it's like, what do I do now? Because now I'm not happy, because there's nothing going on. It's like you're in a place of solace, of quiet, of contentment, right? And there's no drama all around you. So it's different. And you don't know what to do with that. So I feel like Spirit's saying, pick your head up, right? Turn around, look at your perspectives. They're looking down into the shadow. Turn around, look out there and see the beauty of what's out there for you to take advantage of, right? They helped bring this balance into your life so that you would be free from the day-to-day stuff that kept you occupied, that wasn't serving you. And now you can turn around and go out there and play at the castle, right? Leo, it's beautiful. but we have to turn around and look for it. Sometimes we think we're too spiritual to go have real fun, right? But that's part of our spirituality, is experiencing what there is to experience out there in a beautiful, abundant way. Okay, so where we are at with career and money, we get with the love begins. Okay, so this card is like, it's the universe handing you something, right? They're handing you something that comes with emotional fulfillment. So I feel like some of you have been offered a job. Some of you have been offered a promotion. Some of you have been offered to go to lead a project. Some of you possibly have just started your own gig, maybe a sideline gig, or maybe an actual something that you've started. But there's some kind of decision to be made, right? And Spirit is saying, whatever the decision is that needs to be made at this time, consider what it is that moves you forward. See how she looks out into the horizon, and she's grabbed onto the wand in front of her and not the one back here behind her. So it's like she's saying, I want to go forward. So what brings you forward in your purpose? What brings you forward in your passion, in those core values that make your heart sing? What brings you forward in that way? What inspires you? What is it that gets your creative juices flowing? Whatever those things are, these are things that Spirit has brought into your experience because you asked for it, because you wanted it, because you yearned for it. So now you have a decision to make. Are you going to go for it, or are you going to back up and just hang on? Either way is okay. There is no wrong choice here. Okay, I want you to be very clear about that. There's no wrong choice here. But I feel like this is Spirit, and I'm hearing them say, this is, for some of you, this is very specific. This is the second time we've offered you this opportunity to move forward in a way that fills you up. So this is being revisited to you at this time. Again, either way, there is no wrong choice. But moving forward, taking the offer brings you into this place of emotional fulfillment that you've longed for. But if you're not ready yet, that's okay. You're not going to be in trouble. It will come back around again. Okay? As far as it goes with family, friends, and co-worker relationships, we have the light. Now, I think this is very interesting because this movement, the 8 plus the 2 is the 10, beginnings and endings, or endings and beginnings. The 1 plus the 9 is 10, endings and beginnings, okay? So I feel like part of that might have to do with this, because co-worker relationships, right? But family and friends too. There may be some things going on where you are ending one stage of your life and starting another, and some of the people in your circle are affected to the point that they're not going to get to see you as much. Maybe they're not going to get to see you at all because you're going to another country. Whatever those things are, there's endings and beginnings within these relationships. And Spirit's saying, you got it. You balance it, right? This water back here is smooth. So it's like you're going to walk through it. The relationships that are meant to stay in your life will stay in your life, right? The ones that are built on solid foundations, they will remain true, and they will remain there no matter how far apart you are. You can be across the ocean and still maintain a very solid relationship with people whose relationships with you are built on a firm foundation, whose relationships are built from integrity. Those relationships remain. So remember that balance as you move forward. If you leave to go to another country to do something, and some of your relationships fall away, well, then it's likely that those relationships didn't have very much integrity within them anyway. So yeah, endings and beginnings in relationships. In your romantic relationships. Now this is single, dating, and coupled up relationships. We see rest and rejuvenation again. there's a 4 there. Okay, so 4 for me is firm footing or firm foundations. Because this is the 4, the same card as the 4 of Swords in the traditional tarot, this is about being able to take a break and put an issue behind you. Okay, now if you're single, this is likely saying you may not be ready to get out there and date yet because you still have some old hurt and old betrayal to release. And perhaps this old hurt or old betrayal is coming back up in your life right now to remind you or to bring to your attention that you're not quite done with the work to release it. If you're single, if you're within a dating relationship, same thing. Something's come up and you feel betrayed, you feel hurt. Take a break from the dating scene. Go back in and do that work again. This is not a long-term, go into a hermitage or something like that for the next 9 months or a year. That's not what that's about. This is a minor arcana of the same thing. But basically it's saying it's time for a checkup with you because there's some old stuff that's revisiting you right now at this time within these dating relationships that the dating itself, the different people that you're dating might be triggering something within you, low self-worth, betrayal, those things that you felt in the past. And Spirit's saying, it's time to release those again. And then within a committed relationship, same thing. There's something coming up, something old coming up. This isn't talking about a new situation. There's something old coming up that's causing you to revisit the hurt, revisit the anger, revisit the betrayal, right? And Spirit's saying it may be time to take a break. That doesn't mean leave your significant other physically. It could be a movement of your mind, a movement of your heart. You could just need to say to them, hey, I need a break for a couple of days. So I'm just going to sleep in the other room, or I'm just going to, when we go to bed at night, just respect the fact that I just need a break for a couple of days, or, communicate with that person. However you see that happening, that you need to really be able to go within and do some work because you've got some stuff that needs to be revisited. And if it is within a committed relationship, maybe you can say, hey, I remember when I used to da-da-da and this happened, and for whatever reason it's coming up right now. I don't know where it's coming from. I just know I need to release it. Maybe you can talk it through with me. If they're not open to that, they don't have to, or they can listen to you. They're not open to that. They don't have to, but you have to be able to do your work to let it go, even within a relationship. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my friends born under the sign of Leo. Guys, thank y'all so much for all the subscribes, the likes, the shares, the comments, ringing my bell, all that stuff. You passersby, the passersby that stop in and engage in the community, and those who just stop in and watch. Thank you all for being a part of Spirit Mail community. I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show me the PS for Leo. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us what is the PS. Okay. All of this is about movement forward. Remember, all this is about movement forward. Even this kind of stuff right here. Because this kind of stuff right here, we could be moving along thinking that we've got it all dealt with, and something triggers us and it stops us in our track. So the reason it stops us is so that we can go back in and deal with it and release it and move forward again. This is a time of positive movement forward. A bow and arrow, you have to pull that bow back, or the arrow. You have to pull the arrow back before it can be released to hit its target. So this is what it's pulling you back to finish something inside of you. Okay, P.S. There's that little guy again, right? So this guy right here standing on one foot, he's all happy and everything. This little guy right here is in movement. and the water behind him is a little tumultuous, right? So what it's saying is, even whenever you're walking in the truth of who you are, when you're walking in your light, when you're dealing with your stuff and all that, whenever you're out there handling the waves or the bumps in the road, you can do it with a very joyous attitude from inside of you, because you understand what's going on. You understand this is just you releasing some more stuff, so you can keep it balanced. This is spirit communicating with you. This is for me. The arrows are purpose, passion, creativity, inspiration, and communication with spirit. And these doves right here, the doves that are on each side, they tell me that whenever spirit communicates with us, and I've experienced this, it's always from a place of peace and from a place of love. It may not be what we want to hear, but it's never degrading or belittling to us, ever. Okay, so I feel like Spirit's just reminding you that they are talking to you, and even if you don't necessarily like what you're hearing, please acknowledge that you're feeling it from a place of love, that they have your highest interest at heart. And then you have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is where, as you move forward, you truly do take that sword and slice out from your life what does not serve you anymore. This betrayal, hanging on to this stuff, now it's revisiting you. It doesn't serve you. So you're going to be able to, because it's been brought up to the surface again, you're able to acknowledge it and say, hey, I'm still affected by this, and slice it out. Give it to Spirit. Say, here, you take this, because I don't want it. It holds me back, because this is where I want to go forward. Okay, that is your reading, Leo, and I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, go out and have a super duper day. Bye.